Hey dorks, just a quick message reminding you to head over to twitch.tv/mindgappodcast and give us a follow. We live stream when we record our new podcast episodes, and we're live streaming video game sessions on Saturday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. We're playing super rad stuff like Among Us, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Jackbox games, and Tabletop Simulator. Come hang out and play along with us. That's twitch.tv/mindgappodcast. Mind Gap Podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to Mind Gap Podcast. I'm Doug.
I'm Justin.
And it's been a while. Since we've had a guest. And it's been a while since we've had this guest on here, coming back for, what is it, third time, fourth time? Who gives a shit? Lots of times, all the way from down under. It's our good and only friend, Jarryd. Welcome back, Jarryd.
Hi, welcome. Thanks for having me. I know exactly what number this is, and I have something special for it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, this was going to work better because I was going to have more room.
A backwards 3!
This definitely isn't just a leftover balloon from my 30th.
Happy birthday, Jarryd.
Yeah, speaking of which, Jarryd, I found something within the last 90 seconds that I want to play for you in honor of your big day. I don't know what this is. I've never heard it before, and I'm praying that it's good, but we'll see.
It's your birthday today, Jarryd! It's your birthday today, Jarryd! Rock and roll, let's celebrate! Celebrate, we lose control and you cut the cake! The night is yours, destiny awaits! Oh, wait with me! Share toast with your closest mates! It's your
This is everything I could have wanted it to be.
Jarryd! It's your birthday today, Jarryd! Grab your goodie bags! Open your gifts!
Almost done.
Blow out your candles! Jarryd!
Oh, that worked
Yeah.
so well.
I don't know what else you did for your birthday. It was all complete dog shit compared to what Justin just did for you. You're fucking welcome.
And I just
Yeah, that was
dropped the
incredible.
link to the video in the Discord chat. Twitch chat. Sorry. Please check that out. It is everything.
That's pretty. I love the Jarryd. Jarryd.
It's spelled wrong.
It is.
Jarrod, but what are you
Yeah.
gonna do? It still sounds the same.
It's right.
Yeah, it sounded like it was made for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Is that it sounds like it's made for you, sir.
Did you have a good birthday?
I did. I had a big party, and family, friends, old co-workers, new co-workers. It was good. My sister bought me the inflatable dinosaur outfit that I specifically requested. They made me put that on after a few too many drinks. And it turns out it's not for large men, and I'm talking mostly just height. It's not made for 6 foot tall men. So you've got to like crouch down, and you end up looking like a dinosaur because you can only fit in like this. And you're like,
Brilliant.
So it was fun. It was cool. Then went out for drinks.
That's
after.
awesome.
Kicked on till 2 o'clock in the morning. So
And then you hopped on and played Splitgate with me at, 8 o'clock my time, but bright and early your time.
yeah. I think still intoxicated at that point.
Yeah.
A little.
I was gonna say you couldn't have felt great at that point.
No. It was tricky.
Well played.
Learning a new game while being slightly intoxicated is difficult.
Yeah, you did a good job too. So,
tracks.
way to go. So you mentioned all these really cool people were at your birthday party, but were there any enemies at your birthday party?
No, but there were 2 ex-girlfriends.
Hey!
So
But you seem to get along well with your exes, though, don't you?
I think that's a sign that I'm not a terrible person. I can have exes in the same room, so.
That's true. Was cool boy Quinn there?
He was. My nephew Quinn was there. Dressed up in a little tie. It's always hard for kids though at like adult parties because he just wants to cut the cake and play games, and it's like, yeah, I have to go talk to all these people and make sure they feel included here
while you're in a T-Rex costume.
Right.
While I'm in a T-Rex costume, yeah.
An adult party. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, an adult party.
Yeah, Quinn and Natalie are pen pals. So.
Are they really?
Yep.
I love that.
Yep. He sent a really cool like, hey, take a look at these animals and insects. Can you find them where you live? Sort of thing. And Natalie takes it very seriously. So she thinks it's pretty cool.
Really cool.
Quinn has sent her some pretty cool stuff from Perth. I'm like, we're from Illinois. Here's a map of the state of Illinois. That's all we got.
You're welcome.
Taxes are pretty high, but I don't know what else to tell you. Corruption? Question mark?
You should send him some recipes because Quinn loves to cook. So if you send
cool.
like how to make a Chicago dog or a Chicago pizza, my sister and Quinn will probably have a go at making those. So.
We've already just named his YouTube channel, by the way. Quinn loves to cook. It's perfect.
How old is the mighty Quinn?
4.
4. Okay. Perfect. Love that.
Yeah. It's absolutely
and then there's 3 of you in the pen pal triangle, I guess. So my friend Bethany in Wales, her daughter Ilis is also.
So is that pronounced Ilis?
Ilis, yeah.
Okay.
Like sort of close to Ireland.
Gotcha. So it's like I'm without eyes, aka eyeless. I can't see because I'm eyeless.
Got that R in there as well. Ireless.
Gotcha.
Ireless.
Because I posed that to someone who was from the UK. I'm like, how do you say this name? I spelled it. He's like, Erlise. He goes, it sounds like they're from Texas. I was like, all right.
Wait. Did they say it like that?
Yeah, he said it.
They're from the UK.
He goes, Erlise. He said it like that. He said she sounds like she's from Texas. He's like, Erlise. Never heard of it. I'm like, okay.
I know you're not great with accents, Doug, but I don't think that was
That's what I thought stood out for me was he said it like that, which would make me laugh even harder because he's like, I have no idea how to say that. Erlise. I'm like, yeah, but it's Ireless.
It's a Welsh name. I think it's a snowdrop flower or something.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, I think Ilis is 4 as well. She's about the same age as Quinn.
Yeah. Also a pen pal of Natalie's. So.
Yeah, so.
Natalie's got friends
they're
all
getting
over
the
world.
international experience.
That's right. I got
very cool setting that up between the 3 of you.
Exactly. So we got to write them both back because we just got a letter from both of them. So. Booyakasha! But before we go any further, let's talk housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Yeah, I was waiting for your dog to bark. Who's there? If you're new to the show, Justin's here, and I interrupt him all the time, just like that. That's exactly how I do it. Sorry, buddy.
I was just gonna fuck around. It was nothing important.
And that's why I feel like we missed a moment, because you're fucking around, and that's the best part of our show, is when we just fuck around. But anyway, I ruined it. But hey, welcome to the show. If you don't know already, we are on Spotify, amongst other places. But if you're a fan of Spotify and you want to check us out there, please do so. Just look for Mind Gap Podcast, and you'll find it. Secondly, come join our Discord server. Do you like Jarryd? Do you like Justin? Do you like me? Jarryd hangs out in our Discord all the time, as do I. Justin is more of a cameo. That's what makes it special. That's what makes it special, is when Justin will pop in, say something, and then disappear. It's great. But Don't know what Discord is? It's basically like a little community place where you can come, you can, type in text channels, you can hang out in voice chat. We have a wonderful meme channel. We've got Ask Practical Doug. We've got podcast stuff. We set up game nights. It's super fun. It's a great place to be. I love our Discord community. You guys are the goddamn best. And if you'd like to join it, just head over to twitch.tv/mindgappodcast. In the About section, you'll see a little thing that says Discord. Just click on that banner. It'll take you right on over. You join us, become part of us, join our group, join our clan. Clan up. Don't be a solo player. Join us. Also, don't forget to check out our merch on redbubble.com. Head over to redbubble.com and just type in Mind Gap Podcast. You'll find some great stuff you can give yourself, because it's like you gotta treat yourself sometimes. You gotta give yourself, just like Jarryd gives himself Fruit Loop flavored milk. You too can give yourself something nice, like, I don't know, a Mind Gap Podcast t-shirt.
What?
Am I wearing our own merch? Probably, because it's super freaking comfortable, because Redbubble is awesome. This is an awesome shirt. It's very comfortable. I like it. But you can get other things. You can get little tote bags. You can get little coffee mugs. You can get little travel mugs. You can get art. You can get whatever you want. It's awesome. Hoodies, anything. It's so great. So check it out. Redbubble.com. Just search for, let me swallow my spit. Search for Mind Gap Podcast. You'll find all sorts of good stuff there. And last but not least, please, 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 if you don't know already, every Saturday night is a video game live stream hosted by yours truly. And we play all sorts of stuff. Last Saturday, I was trying to put together a Left 4 Dead 2 match, but people were busy, I don't know, getting married and doing other really cool stuff, so we didn't get enough people, which is totally fine. So instead, I switched up and played Splitgate, and Jarryd joined in. We had a really good time. If you don't know what Splitgate is, it's essentially a marriage of genitals between Halo and Portal, where you essentially are like killing each other in death matches and stuff, but you get to use the power of portals to teleport around the map, and it's absolute insanity. It's so much fun and engaging and exciting, and I love it. It's so cool. But Saturday nights are excellent game nights, and we're going to have a lot of fun coming up. We've got, I'm thinking about maybe this weekend, maybe doing What the Dub, who knows? There's been, we haven't played Jackbox games in a while. It's been a while for some of that fun stuff. Yeah, we're going to cancel that because Jarryd doesn't have a laptop right now. So I want to make sure that Jarryd's around to play with his laptop. So
super glad that I got that notice.
Yeah, I meant to do that all day today and I didn't do it. So what Justin's referring to is the next Dungeons and Dragons of the Fantasy board game, which we had tentatively scheduled. But Jarryd is without a laptop and I just don't want to play. You guys just hit level 3. I don't want to, play without him. So.
Oh, I don't want to play without him either, but I feel like we need to. Hey, you know how you got mustard, Doug? Listeners of the Mind Gap podcast.
Here we go.
Jarryd needs a new laptop.
Make it happen.
You will.
Jarryd, right now, tell your address to everybody.
I'm sure someone's going to sell.
Tell your address to everybody. Put it out there so people can send you something.
As much personal information as possible on the internet right now.
Yes. The more the merrier, because it will only end in good things.
Just send it to Jarryd, Hair of Australia. You'll get there.
They'll be like, all right, I know who that is. With the Y? Yeah, I got it. No problem.
Right.
No
There's
big deal.
so few of us. It's fine. They'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, the one that gets stuff from America.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
We got this. All right. Well, as Jarryd said and confirmed, this is his 3rd time here, and we couldn't be happier to have him back because we have some real fun stuff to talk about. And the first one we're going to kick it off with is, if you haven't heard already,
Spider-Man is coming to theaters. Let's talk about it because Jarryd wants to know all about it.
I watched Jarryd's butthole just clench up. Jarryd is being a good boy, and he's abstaining from watching the trailer for the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man No Way Home, because he likes to save himself for marriage. So he wants to wait till that very special day when the movie comes out in theaters and he can watch it without any spoilers, and I respect it. And if I could be so bold, I wouldn't recommend the trailer. So
I strong disagree there.
Any teaser that's 3 minutes long,
Doug, you need
problematic.
To get over it.
No,
you need to get over.
I won't.
Here's the thing: you are being the movie theaters right now and not accepting the new way things are done. Teaser means something different now. All right, a normal trailer is 7 minutes long.
I don't want to live in this.
A teaser is 3.
Did someone open up the multiverse and pull me in somewhere else? Because I don't like this.
Don't just show me the whole movie.
Yeah.
in the trailer.
And I'll tell you what, that's kind of what it felt like watching that one.
The thing is, they just need to call it a trailer. I agree.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why we need to get hung up on, is this it's a trailer. It's just a trailer, and it's great.
I also just
Can we call it a teaser?
Oh, yeah.
They did, which is stupid.
Fucking 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's way too long. Any trailer, I don't care, a teaser otherwise, should not be 3 minutes long. Too long. Too much stuff. Too much stuff in there. It's like, hey.
60 seconds or less.
Which makes me a little worried that we're just getting a trailer now in late August for something in December, which makes me think there might be something wrong with the movie. It scares me a little bit.
I hear you there, but my only thing with that is that nothing makes sense anymore with the pandemic and the movie. Like, I don't think we can go off of, because typically that is the case if they delay the promotion of it. But I just don't think I don't think it cuts the same way anymore.
Yeah. Slotty says trailers should not last longer than Doug in bed. That's fair.
Oh, shots fired.
It's fair. It's true. Because otherwise, we're going to be here for 40 to 60 minutes, depending on how long foreplay is. So, that's a lot.
No one needs that.
No, that's most of the movie at that point. So,
I don't got time for that.
Honka time for that either. So,
Way to go, Slotty. You just boosted his ego.
I'm big into foreplay, all right? The actual act itself, probably 6 to 8 minutes tops. Tops,
Tops, yeah. Well,
yeah.
Way to go. You got that cardio going now. That's what's going on.
Yeah. It's not necessarily a cardio thing. It's just like, excitement just kind of boils over, and then we're like, well, I guess we're done now.
Ejaculated my moist missile.
Justin was waiting. He was all over it. He was all over it.
Poop ejaculated all over it.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. So, yeah, if you haven't checked it out already.
I'm showing some signs of being fucking wet.
And that's the other one right there, too, which is a reminder I need to shut off the...
Yep, we got to shut those things right down. I love the fact that our listeners don't complain when they're shut down, but if they're there, they're going to use them.
Oh yeah. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. Yeah.
As someone that does it, yes.
I'm showing some signs of being fucking
It's the
wet.
best when I realize you guys haven't turned them off yet.
I really just need to.
It'll ruin my listening pleasure later.
It's so funny.
It's so worth it now.
It's so funny because I've done this enough that I know what I need to do, but I probably should still write down a checklist of things because things like this get missed a lot. It's like,
Sure, yeah.
Whoops. The old channel points are still on, which is another reason why you should come to twitch.tv/mindgappodcast. Drop a follow. Come hang out with us while we record this because you could potentially earn some points and play that stuff when I'm not turning them off. So there you go.
If you're listening to the podcast version of this and you're very confused as to what just happened, come to the Twitch stream and you'll find out.
Yeah. Earn your way to these points and use them as much as you want. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So,
So, hey,
so that you can play audio of yourself.
Yes.
That's right.
That's what I do.
That's right.
Fuck me, slutty.
So, Jarryd, you got to stop interrupting us. So, speaking of sex and lasting a while, Doug?
Yeah, man. OnlyFans says it will ban sexually explicit content on their site. If you're not familiar with OnlyFans, you are now. It's basically a site where fans pay creators for their photos and videos, and most well known for sexually explicit content.
Now, I originally thought, before this all came out and articles were being read, I legitimately thought OnlyFans was created as a pornography website.
So did I.
Like, I thought the whole thing, it was subscription-based erotica. You follow the models you like, you pay a subscription, and you get content that's curated just for that site, just for those followers. I thought it was purely done for the erotic realm. Did not realize that it was originally created just to be just a fan site, a place for people to do that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I kind of if you even look at the logo, it's got that little lock on it, It's just, I don't know, there's something about it that's like, you gotta pay to get it here. You want to see it? You gotta pay,
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I think, again, people just sort of co-opt whatever they want with these sorts of things. And it's a great platform for sex work. It's a wonderful platform for that, for the sake of being able to go and do that stuff. And in fact, like, I loved seeing people just like, you know, on Twitter and stuff being like, hey, check out my OnlyFans. I'm like, oh, you know what? That's cool. Like, yeah, that's awesome. Go provide whatever you want. And I think it's a great way for people to do safe sex work on their own. They don't need the middleman, you know, to make that stuff happen. And and also that the money just, it gets more, I wouldn't say goes directly to them, because obviously OnlyFans takes a cut, but it's more accessible to them and goes right to what they want to do. And I think that's fantastic, especially in the pandemic and stuff like that. I think people really thrived.
Jarryd?
Yes. Sorry, Doug's rant's over. Good.
Scene.
Yeah, no, I knew that it was basically, it started basically like a Patreon ripoff. Or maybe they were side by side, I don't know. Everyone knows Patreon is more the, podcasters normally use it a lot to get their fans to pay. But yeah, it basically got taken over by sex workers, which is a legitimate thing. I'll be upfront with that. Sex work is legitimate work, but it did kind of overly get done by that. So then it just kind of became in everyone's mind, oh, it's for porn. Same as Tumblr did many years ago. It was, you know, fanfics and GIFs, and then it became porn, and then it got bought by Yahoo, and they tried to get rid of all the porn, and
people are like, why would we want to use this? Tumblr? You know, like.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, reading about OnlyFans, there's a lot more behind it than just getting rid of the porn.
Which is funny, because that's what Justin and I found out last night in our production meeting. As we were going through this, we were like, man, why would they do this? That's primarily what they do this for. And you kind of saw that reaction in general online, was just people being like, shooting themselves in the foot, and like, why would you ban this? And then it gets dark. So apparently there was a BBC investigation into OnlyFans, and apparently they did not have a lot of protocols in place to prevent illegal activity on their site. One of which being, child pornography being posted to their site. And they were supposedly, according to the report, there were folks that were being, sort of reported on this, and if they made a lot of money, they were given like a lot of extra chances to sort of like turn it around, because they had high subscriptions, they were earning money, and they're like, oh, we'll give you some more leeway to clean up your act. And then I guess the BBC actually created a bunch of accounts and intentionally put illegal stuff on there to see if anyone would notice, and several of them never got anything. And they're like, hey, you guys, you got a problem here. So after it published this report, I think there was some mounting pressure. And with that, of course, the big thing was that the folks that process payment were like, yeah, we're not going to partner with you anymore. And so the old money well dried up, and all of a sudden they're like, we're purging all sexual content. And it's like, are you just trying to cover up the fact that you done fucked up? So you don't want any explicit content, because if it's all gone, there's nothing to report, and they're like, yeah, problem solved.
Instead of culping to it, they took the easy way out, and in doing so really hurt a lot of the people that had been legitimately making a living on their site. Like, I think that's the thing that really bums me out, is that these people who had really set themselves up were doing something that they enjoyed doing. They were providing a service, they were in control of that, and they were making a living for themselves. And now they've got to rebuild a fan base, and that's not easy.
No,
it makes it hard. But they're saying they're not getting rid of all of the sexual content. They're going to just be purging a lot.
Well, it
so
sounds.
I wonder what their rules are for getting.
Yeah. No. Well, it's also like, hey, you can still be nude on the site. It's like, cool. That's what Google's for. I mean, to some extent, you know, you can look at OnlyFans kind of like Twitch, right? You have the folks that you like and you want to support. You subscribe to them because, you know, you want to support them and also want to see them titties, but amongst other things or whatever you're into. But, which is funny because I remember hearing some guy complain. He was like, listen, if I'm going to subscribe to you on OnlyFans, don't just give me them booty pics, all right? I want to see it all, all right? I don't pay $15 a month just to see your booty. I want to see all up in there. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I kind of agree, but still, it's like the guys who leave comments on Pornhub and they're like, man, the lighting on this was so bad. I mean, come on. That was such a weak orgasm, man. If I was in there, I would be dumping loads. It wouldn't just be pitiful little dribbles. This is embarrassing. Downvote.
Doug, how much do you read the comments on Pornhub?
Dude, the comments on Pornhub are the best. The Pornhub comments are the best.
Doug's like, I'm not even jacking it to the videos, just the comments.
Right. Reading the comments in Pornhub is the equivalent to when you used to get caught with a Playboy and you're like, I read it for the articles.
Right.
Yeah.
No, one of my favorite ones was there was like someone said they had the profile of Anakin Skywalker and they were like, yeah, this is a pretty good video. And beneath that was Obi-Wan Kenobi, who replied to him and goes, no, you were the chosen one. It was just like, it was so random.
That's like Reddit, like when it just goes off the rails and the comments become the best thing.
Mm-hmm. I freaking love it, man. Like one of them was just like someone apparently was watching a movie in the background and someone goes, are they watching Kung Fu Panda 3? And someone below them goes, hell yeah, they're watching Kung Fu Panda 3. It's just like...
Wasn't that how someone was getting around sharing videos as well? Like sharing movies? They were like putting it on Pornhub, but like having it in the background. They were like, oh, look, here's a titty. Oh, but here's like the new Spider-Man movie, like in the background. Like,
if I just like you pan over, there's boobs, and then you go back and keep gratuitous boobs, and then go back.
Yeah, it gets to a boring bit in the movie. There's like boobs again.
Some of my favorite moments, like especially it was the last World Cup, I think, where Germany or whoever was in it just got absolutely annihilated. It was like 7-0 in the finals, and they actually had to post something on Pornhub that says, "Please stop uploading this video," calling it the German gangbang. It's just like please don't do that.
German soccer players gets fucked. Or
yeah, it was something like that, and there was just countless like videos of this soccer game. They're like, "Please stop uploading this." Like it's funny, but you got to stop. And then another one was, I think it was April Fool's Day. And you came in, it's like all the most hardcore corn shucking, you know? It's like stepdad shucks corn and stuff like that. Or it's like they go in for a really good corn shucking, and it was just like, what the fuck? It was just all, you know, they had their loading pages that. I thought that was really funny.
That's when the internet is at its best. Mm-hmm. Is when people in the comments hit that up, when people troll uploading, when they do. That is the internet in its purest form.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree more.
When it's being used the way it was intended to.
You guys ever watch the I think it's Ryan from College Humor or something did the like wholesome porn videos?
Oh, I think I've seen those, or at least not.
I don't think I saw those.
I think I've seen one that was like safe for work, like porn videos. Yeah. It was just like a guy's behind a girl, but like they're riding horses, you know, because it's like cartooned in or something like that, or someone's
not.
Oh, okay.
Not those kind of ones. It's it's on Pornhub. The videos have made it onto Pornhub, but they're like he folds laundry, and that's it. Or like he calls his mom, and it's all like the videos are like young hot guy, you know, folds his laundry, and it's like it's just like he does like around the house things. Like it's basically porn for women, but.
That's hilarious.
But legitimately doing what the title is saying. It's a young hot guy folding laundry. And then that's it. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Well, there's one where he like respectfully like drives someone home, and it's like you get the whole video, and it's like set out like one of those ones where, you know, they're gonna bang him in the end once they get home, but he like walks her to the door and then like gives her a hug, and then she goes in, and then that's it. It's just.
I love those. I love
just these wholesome porn videos, and they get a lot of views because they're so funny.
Those are very funny.
I wonder, because Doug and I were talking about what might crop up in place of this OnlyFans thing. And Doug, one of the things that we were talking about is like subscription, like, because I always thought it was funny that Pornhub offers a subscription. I'm like, who the fuck is paying for this shit? But now, like, when you can have the individual model pages and stuff, and so I'm wondering if that is going to now take over because again, they can control everything that goes up onto that. It's you controlling the content that you're putting out there.
Yeah, because I think right now you can still support, like, you can become like a partner on Pornhub, and you get a portion of the ad revenue that plays beforehand, and people can leave tips and stuff like that. So, I mean, for OnlyFans to ban sexually explicit content, that'd be like Twitch being like, yeah, guys, sorry, we're getting rid of the gaming category on our site. You know, you can still stream, but we just can't do games anymore. It's like, okay, all right, that's the majority of what this site is.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the what they needed to do is they needed to, again, like, come to terms with what their shortcomings were and fix it, admit to it, fix it, and maybe do something to make up for it or to give back in some way, shape, or form. But instead of just cutting out an entire leg of your business that's going to really, really hinder, again, not only you, but the people who are making money from your site. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was a real sketchy way. It makes you wonder if there was something else going on, that they were like, you know what, let's just nix this before the next level of shit comes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels like they're just going through and, one of those companies that, the feds arrive on the bottom floor and they just start fucking shredding documents. Like, fucking get rid of it all. Clear it out.
They've got the barrel in the middle of the room, and they just, like, filled with gas, and they just throw shit in there and light it up.
Yeah.
The
it doesn't matter. Just throw everything in.
Floor.
Yeah.
Gotta get on his helicopter and get the fuck out before he can.
He's putting all the bonds and stocks in a briefcase and then running up to the
Yeah, it's unfortunate because, like, I don't know how that company really rebounds from this. Like, I mean, and it is unfortunate because it has become one of the premier sites for people. There will be other copycats, but like for sex work, for people to go and do that. They had a central place for people to go, and it is a shame that that's gone away for now, because you kind of build a fan base on there, and then that's it. Got to start again somewhere else, and it is unfortunate, especially the fact that just, I don't know, man. I don't know why people get so hung up on sex work. I think stuff like this has been good because I think it makes it less taboo. And I think in Australia, like, prostitution's legal. Am I right, Jarryd?
Certain states, yeah.
Okay. WA. Gotcha. So, like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. So some places it is legal. Some places it's not legal. Wink, wink. These are just massage parlors that have red lights on the windows. But yeah, I think sex work gets a really bad rap. It's needed for different things, and I think the best example someone once explained to me was, imagine someone who's heavily disabled, right? That finds it difficult to get a partner. They still need that sexual release. They're not going to get it from their home care nurse or whatever. She's not employed to jack someone off, so they can go to a sex worker and get that release that they need, that they might not be able to give to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it's a legitimate job. And in that case, it's almost providing a health service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of needs for people like that. So yeah, it's a legitimate job that we just kind of look down on because we're like, it's a real taboo kind of thing that people don't understand. We've kind of put this disgustingness on it that isn't there.
Yeah.
For something that's the oldest profession.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I think too, I mean, we've talked about this before, is that especially in this country, we have such an aversion to anything erotic or sexual, but we are so quick to embrace anything violent. And it's this weird, like, that has never made any sense to me, and I always talk about the George Carlin bit where he talked about, how he thought that was stupid. And he's like, if you want to see how absurd it is, just replace the word kill in any Western with the word fuck. We caught you, sheriff, and now we're going to fuck you. We're going to fuck you slow, and we're going to fuck you painful. He's like, it's just, people can't take that. But like, you're talking about murdering someone, and you're on the other hand, you're talking about, an act of intimacy. And it's just so funny how on one hand, people are so quick to accept this kind of wicked, evil thing that ends a life. It's just bizarre.
Well, it's because they're not getting laid. And because they feel like they can't do that, what do you turn to? Violence. Right. It's
yeah.
I'm only kind of half joking on that too. It's just it's something that I just look at it as like, if it's two consenting adults and they want to do it, and if there's money involved for the exchange, who gives a shit? Who cares? Like, why is that big of a deal? Yes. If you're doing it to avoid your own partner, that's on you, man. You got your own issue. You need to work that out, right? Yeah. So.
And now, in fairness, it does cut both ways. Where there's a dark side to it too, where people take advantage of the system. There's trafficking involved. There's people being forced to do this against their will. There's underage. There's minors. There's a dark side to it too. There is with pretty much any industry, anything out there. There is a dark version of that. The darkest timeline. If you're a fan of Community, but that doesn't mean the entire system that's set up is wrong. It just means that branch of it, the underground branch of it, needs to be reexamined.
Which I'd also argue would most likely be mitigated if it was legal and regulated. Then that sort of stuff would, it wouldn't happen as much if this stuff is watched after. Then a lot of that stuff is, I think, more difficult to pull off. So
yeah.
Wow. And then why is that like actually paying for intercourse, but then paying to watch someone have sex with someone else, or paying to watch someone, like, I don't know, use a vibrator or whatever on themselves or whatever, like, that's okay, but not actually, I don't know, man. It goes down this really weird
right
path where I'm like, this is okay, but this isn't. It's like, who made these rules, man?
There's just a lot of hang-ups about anything intimate.
Yeah, man. It's dumb.
Back to your point, Doug, about the not getting laid leading to violence kind of tangent bit there. I don't know if you guys are aware of the Proud Boys practice of abstaining from masturbating.
No, I was not aware of that. Makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, so that's I was reading an article and someone was saying that's probably the reason why they're so violent, is because they're pressuring each other not to masturbate and they get that build up and that aggression, and then that's why they're violent assholes. So,
it's funny.
I'm sure there is that is adding 100% adding to who they are as people.
It's funny, over my years being in my relationship with Jill, I've tried to explain to her, give her a glimpse into my mind and kind of like men in general, what it's like to be a man, and like
you mansplained being a man.
I mansplained. If there's any point in time
we can mansplain.
Exactly, is I'm going to mansplain what it means to be a man. But I tried to explain just the sexual desires that exist, and I tend to think that I'm pretty. I don't have like.
You've talked about this. You're vanilla.
I'm pretty vanilla, but I'm also like. I've heard stories like, I don't know, there's like shows of a guy's like, I need to have sex every day, and if I don't, it's a problem. Like I have a strong cool down period. Like I can go several days without that. It's fine. Like it's not that big of a deal. But when it comes, like when that, I was like, there's a voice that's just like,
unintended.
Hey, yeah, right. It's like, hey, you know what we could do right now? Like it takes one thing. There's just one thing that like sort of tips the scales. It's like whether you just see a quick pic image of something, just an ad or whatever. There's some sort of thing. You have a goddamn dream and you wake up and you're like, great, this is going to ruin the rest of my day because this is going to be in my head all day. I'll probably make it to 1 or 2 and I'll forget about it. But then 3, something will pop back up and it'll be right there in the forefront of my mind and you can't concentrate. You can't focus. And all you want to do is just like tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey, I know you're working, but can we have sex? Because that would be great for me so that I could think the rest of the day. Can we do that? Is that okay? Is that allowed?
I'm curious what her response was when you told her about this.
She laughed. She goes, I appreciate that. She goes, because that's totally not how it works for me. She's like, it's she goes, there's so much more that goes in to her, like being in the mood for sex than for me. It's just like, it's just a constant like bombardment of thoughts. And I go, what'll happen is once it's over, I'll be like, you know, good job, Doug. We did it. And I was like, yeah, we did.
Meditation.
Yeah.
The mind is clear. You can focus again.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, you know, he'll fist bump me and be like, see, all you had to do was ask. It's like, yeah, I didn't want to have to do that. We had to stop in the middle of the day to do this.
He looks up at you with that one good eye and goes, good job, buddy.
Hey, you did it. Yar.
He's like, aren't you glad we work from home?
Yeah, right? It's just,
Thanks, Corona.
it's so annoying. And I told her, I go, I had a joke for a while there where I was like, I kind of look forward to the day that my dick stops working because at least I could, or at least what I mean is I want the urges to stop. Like if my dick doesn't work, but the urges are still there, that's a problem. I don't want that. But like if it's to the point where
like that's likely.
If it's
that's why you get those really grumpy old men.
Right. Because again, like if you are sitting there depriving yourself of that, and I mean, you are gonna have a lot of problems. You have a hard time focusing. You know, it's just gonna be there's just a lot of just aggravation that happens from that. It just seems like a really hacky joke to be like, oh, these guys just need to get laid, or they just need to jerk off, and then they'll be better. But there's a little bit of, I think there's a little nugget of truth in there. Like if you are putting yourself through that, and your body's like, I really need to do this, and you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. It's going to be like, okay, well, I'll be here for the rest of your life, and I will let you know how uncomfortable I am, and I'm going to make you uncomfortable until we take care of this.
So you guys
know that Snickers ad, right? With it'll have like Mr. Bean as a ninja, and then it's like, you know, you when you're hungry. It's the same thing, but like you just got to have a wank or have sex, and then you're like, oh, that's better.
Yeah, I'm better now.
You get a little hungry.
You're not you when you're horny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's very true. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys heard it here. Doug cannot wait for the day that his dick falls off. That's what I heard.
Boy, that's a political ad if I've ever heard one. Just taking small little nuggets and just twisting the truth, baby.
Doug Cochran wants his dick to fall off.
Is that the kind of man you want to follow? If you could even call him a man.
Doug just wants to be known as Doug Ran.
Yeah, that's right. Just
no more cock.
No more cock.
No more cock.
Oh my God, Jarryd, that was the button. That's it.
Good night.
Over. That was it.
I guess.
You did it. You nailed it.
I did it.
Speaking of farts, though, Justin, I didn't know this was a thing, but back in June, there was on Twitch, there was apparently a fart meta going on.
Now, Doug, I'm going to ask you, because I know I'm not the only person. One thing I've learned is that, and it took me a long time to learn it, is that when I am confused about something or don't know something at work, in a social situation, if I have a question, I always thought, well, I'm probably the only one here that doesn't know this, so I just won't ask. I found out that many people probably are in the same boat. So I'm going to ask you again.
Farts is what happened when your body digests food, and then a lot of the bacteria, as it goes through, builds up extra gas, and then it comes out through your butt.
So you're talking about like that?
Exactly.
That's what these are. Okay.
Exactly. See, what we're doing is we're taking two things, and through learning and action and practice, we're making those neural connections, and now you have learned something new, my friend. Congratulations.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
What's meta?
So meta, you know, it has a couple of meanings, but in gaming, it means the most effective tactics available. So to give an example of that, if you're playing a game and say there's a couple of different like classes, roles, characters that you can play, based on the way that the game's balanced, people will find the most effective group or selection. Like if there's the three of us playing, it's like, all right, Doug has to be the healer, Justin has to be the tank, Jarryd has to be the damage dealer, and that is the meta for right now. And then maybe after some updates or balances, it may be like, actually, we need to have Doug and Jarryd be healers and Justin be a tank, and that is the new meta. That is the new most effective tactics available. So it's kind of like looking at what is the best way to play and most efficient way to play right now is what that means.
So it was playing with farts, efficiently playing with farts.
Yeah, so apparently, like when it's referring to the Twitch meta, it's like, hey, what's the most popular thing right now that people are really into? Because
got it.
For a while and still continuing on now, it's been hot tub streams where pretty ladies get in bikinis and, you know, hang out. And a lot of guys who are refusing to jack off got all mad because they're like, they're not even playing games. And they're just sitting there with their boobs out, and I don't like it.
I'm going to go on record and say that we should still do a podcast in the hot tub, but that's just me.
Right. I don't think it'll get the views that we think it will, but who knows?
Doug lost all that weight. You got to put it to good use.
Oh, I'm putting it to
now.
Oh, I'm putting it to good use. I'm putting it to real good use.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Get that 7 minutes going.
Yeah.
Up from 2.
I'm going to hold you against the wall now. You know?
Cut your dick off.
That's right. That's how it happens.
That's
so, and
Cochran wants to cut his dick off.
Jesus. I don't like the sound of that at all.
Is this the man you want to vote for?
A man who's willing to cut off his own dick. So here's the thing. Like, ASMR is a thing. It's a thing that I will never fully understand. For those of you who are not familiar with ASMR, it's autonomous sensory meridian response.
When I tickle it to your ear like this, Tuckerin, is this what you want? When I'm too close to the microphone.
Oh God, I
got goosebumps. I don't like that.
I just Googled ASMR.
Doing it.
I Googled ASMR, and one of the images is a woman licking a microphone, and it really bothers me. I don't like that at all. Blech. Blech.
So ASMR is it's soft sounds, whispering, rubbing the microphone, putting things in front, and making the very soft sounds that are supposed to be soothing, relaxing, somewhat sensual, but it's not necessarily overtly sexual. And that's the key to what a lot of people who do ASMR will always say. And so to that end, Doug.
Yes. So
they were doing they were doing FMAR.
FART. But so apparently, to get some of the details here, ASMR is it's a very popular category on Twitch. People will tune in to Twitch streamers who are doing all different stuff. Some of it is just running their nails. Some of it's, whispering stuff. Some of it's just pulling tape. Some of it's actually just the sounds of people eating. It does whatever. It's a big community. People really enjoy it. But some folks were then kind of getting into the point where they were farting into the mic, licking the mic, and in one incident, dressing up as Spider-Gwen, but with the horse's head on, jumping on the bed and bashing the horse mask into the mic. Apparently that really happened.
I don't want to ruin the Spider-Man trailer for you, but that does happen.
Kind of did happen in there.
Yeah.
And in this article...
What I'm hoping for.
In this article from The Gamer, they say, it's strange to think that we live in a world where farting is more sexual than hot tubs, but undoubtedly we do. Fart videos outnumbered hot tub videos on a certain popular adult website by 6-to-1 ratio, so that's obviously something people enjoy. And Twitch recently, as we kind of talked about, was going through this thing where there was concerns that this stuff may not be suitable for their audience, because technically Twitch is, you have to be the age of 13 to be able to do this stuff. So there's still some debate going on about, whatever. And Twitch ultimately landed on, it's not against the rules to be sexy. and to be hot. Like that's not something against their rules. But part of the problem with this was because I guess the farting, the licking and stuff like that, it kind of goes in, and again, I'm not an expert on this, so it kind of goes into a more sexual realm that people are like, I don't know how it feels about this. Not to mention, again, I think that the big kicker in all this is, what if there's the 13-year-old who's watching this? Because some of the things that these streamers do is, if you donate, they'll write your name on their bodies, or things like that. Which
sure.
If you're a 13-year-old, it's like, I'll pay $20. I got my name on this lady's body right here. It's like it starts crossing into a weird realm.
Yeah. Yep,
a very, very weird realm. And
I mean, I would argue that just farting into the microphone to begin with, you've crossed into a weird realm.
Yeah.
But then from there, it only gets weirder. Anything else you add on top of that is just no es bueno.
Well done, Justin. Well done.
Thank you.
Yes.
I feel like I know why the farting is more sexual than the hot tub, though.
Tell me.
Because there's less bacteria in a fart than there is in a hot tub, right?
You sure about that?
It just
sounds pretty bacteria laden.
Yeah, man.
No. Have you ever seen a hot tub though?
Yeah, it's hot. It kills the bacteria.
Yeah. You know what else is hot and doesn't kill bacteria?
Yeah, dude. That's not killing any bacteria right there, man.
But just as hot.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yep. I'm sorry, Jarryd. You were saying?
I'm saying hot tubs are gross. Or farts, but it's fine.
Well, I look at this as I'm like, man, how come I never know about this stuff? Like, this
you feel left out?
I feel like if we're gonna do a hot tub stream, then we can also do farts. My family
We do farts every week.
We do, but real farts. Not pre-recorded stuff.
The most expensive item that you can pay for on here is a fart.
Mm-hmm.
So, Doug, you already knew the meta.
I guess I did.
Using it already.
Yeah, but I mean,
was Doug the architect of this meta?
Was I?
It all started because of the emergency fart.
What if this article traced it back to this show?
That'd be hilarious. They're like, well, it started with these couple of losers on, what is it, a podcast who were like, always just played fart sounds. And we're like, what if they were real?
These 38-year-old idiots who just sit and giggle at fart sounds.
Yeah, right.
That time we got the hype train going and everyone let off the emergency farts.
It was a good moment.
That started it. That was the catalyst.
Oh my God.
If you guys don't already, head over to twitch.tv/MindGapPodcast and drop us a follow for all of your very safe for work needs in entertainment and otherwise. It's very, very good.
Listen to it on your speakers, not on headphones at full volume.
Exactly, because the world deserves to know what you're listening to. They already know anyway. But in the midst of all this, a couple of big time streamers, Amaranth and Indie Fox. Amaranth actually had been not permanent, is like banned for like a little bit before for being, doing the hot tub streams and stuff like this, and then this doing the farts and the licking and stuff like that. She was permanently banned, and in doing so, as she was getting banned, just like promoted on Twitter her OnlyFans account, which now in the future just seems a little extra like
Yeah.
Although I would like to think that stuff that if she's still doing that, if she's doing just farts and licking and stuff like that, it's probably okay on OnlyFans, I would guess.
If it's not expressly sexual, then I suppose it's still allowed. Yeah.
Well, hey, if they're still allowing nudes and stuff like that, I don't see why they can't allow farts. So,
is she showing her butthole while she farts?
Is that something that needs to happen?
Are you watching it, or is she just farting just in general on her OnlyFans?
Justin,
Right.
I think I have a new homework assignment for us. Let's take some funds from 2 East 8th and let's subscribe to some OnlyFans accounts just for 1 month, and let's see what we get. We'll do an experiment and we'll get back to you all.
That sounds wonderful. Yes. I would argue if you don't see the butthole, you don't know if they're lip syncing or not, right?
Is that a new quote? Is that a new audio drop right there? Is that the name of this episode? Oh my God, so much just happened right now. So much just happened. Whew, that's definitely going to be a clip, I'll tell you that much. Let's mark the time on that.
I ask honest questions. That's what I do here.
Hey, man, I'm a reporter. I ask honest questions.
Right? You can't stop a journalist. You can take the license away from a journalist, but you can't take the journalist out of the guy who's here. What were you saying, Jarryd? I heard you say something.
I got lost at the lip syncing butthole.
Most people do.
That sounds like you're getting directions from someone. I made the lip syncing butthole. Just, man, after that, I was lost, man. Couldn't go anywhere else after that.
I found my way past Taint Alley, but when I got to the lip syncing butthole, I got lost. I don't know what happened.
Kind of just time, like space, it all lost meaning to me at that point.
Time dilation, it's real. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Closer I got to that dark void.
I'm so thankful I'm not into that stuff. Just because.
Oh God!
Because you imagine it's like, oh man, I gotta see it. I gotta see the butthole, or it's not working for me. I can't tell. I need to know that it's real. I need to know it's authentic. And if they're just sitting there lifting their butts, it could just be added in post. I gotta know it's real.
We know for sure that's not always real.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That one was though, right? That seemed real.
I don't know. You gotta pay. You gotta pay to find out.
Guys, check us out on OnlyFans, My Gap on OnlyFans. It's me in the bathtub farting. So if you're into that,
you think Doug's in a bubble bath?
That's how you know it's real.
Yeah, you see the bubbles. That's right.
Doug makes his own hot tub.
Mm-hmm. I do my own bubbles. Bubbles.
Oh boy.
Yeah. This has been a very wholesome episode, and I'm very proud of it.
So wait, this very popular streamer though is now fully banned from Twitch permanently.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah. Did she? I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong. Did she not get banned a permanent ban previously? But
it was temporary. That was the word I couldn't think of before. But I'm actually gonna search for her on Twitch right now and just see if she's there. Nope, she's still here. She's live right now, literally.
Oh, okay.
Literally right now, she's live. So that ban obviously didn't last.
Didn't stick.
Is she farting or?
Well, the name of her stream is called Licking Two Mics. So hot in here. So I think she's literally doing ASMR as we're recording this on Twitch. Hey, all of our viewers just left. I wonder where they went.
Oh man, I told you we should start licking mics.
Yeah. Actually, Justin and I, after we talked about this before, we're curious and we're like, let's just go to her channel and check it out. And we waited for like 45 minutes for her to show up. It was just like a shot. Oh God.
Turn it off.
I don't like this.
Doug, you're podcasting. Turn it off.
I don't like this at all. It's just like after the ad, she was just going, just like really licking the mics. And I do that. Should I turn on the audio for everyone to record it? Should we do this? Should we do this?
Do that though? Like, is that?
Should we do it?
Sure, I guess. I don't like this episode anymore. I can't hear it, so
I can't hear it.
Oh, that's for the listeners.
Yep.
It's just for everyone else.
All right. That was awful. That was absolutely awful. That was just. Whew.
Noah said this for cool.
Yeah, that was oof. That was just brutal. So, update to that article. She's still going. She's good. Not.
Glad she's still making her money.
Yeah.
That's all. Like as long as she's happy making the living, that's good to go.
That works for me too. Woof. That was. I cannot do wet mouth.
Can't wait to listen back to this episode and hear what I missed.
Dude, man. The wet mouth sounds like I can't do it. Natalie was slurping soup the other day. I was like, you have to stop that right now. Like, I can't handle it. I can't do it. Just the chewing and things. I'm like, no. Can't do it. Yeah. Wet mouth kissing. Nope.
No good, huh?
Nope. I'm
Jarryd, what gets you? What's no good for you? Like what's the sound or the action where you're just like, no, thank you.
Oh, I think I'm just with Doug. Like any of the like really overly wet mouth things.
Yeah.
Just doesn't tickle my pickle.
Yeah.
Ugh.
How about you, Justin?
Like real deep gulps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey man, open up your throat. Just open it up and let it go down. Let it go down smooth.
Right. I'll tell you what I can't to that end, to the that mouth sound, or that wet when we're dog sitting and there's one dog.
I was expecting a different dog.
You know what we're talking about? No, when they're cleaning themselves and they just seem to get hyper focused on like that on their crotchal region, but it's just that, and it's just over and over and over again. And I'm like, there are times where I'll go over and I'll just no.
Yeah.
You throw a pillow and go, stop it.
On that note, Chef Mike has entered the chat. Welcome, Chef Mike.
Oh, Chef Mike, you have joined
Good
such an episode. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been a real educational and very informative.
You know what? You could call it educational. That's one way to say. That's one word for this. Yeah.
Yep. Just talking about licking ASMR, and other noise that auditory sounds that give us the creeps.
Yeah.
For some people, it's like the literal nails on a chalkboard. That never really bothered me too much. Yeah. But most of it is like the dog thing you were talking about. Absolutely. My dog's doing that. I'm like, quit. Edutainment is the word. Yeah, it's a good way of putting it, Slotty.
Sure.
Yeah, it's mostly just, that stuff I can't stand. The gulping.
Fork on a plate.
What'd you say?
Fork on a plate. That scratch when...
Oh, yeah, that doesn't bother me so much.
I don't like it, but it doesn't like super bother me.
Yeah, some people will be like, I'm not gonna be like, yay, but I'm like, it was a fork on a plate, whatever. What are you gonna do?
I feel it in my spine.
Do you really?
Like yeah.
My aunt
it feels like someone's grabbing my spine.
Ooh.
I don't like that. My aunt used to, it was styrofoam. So like around Christmas time.
Oh boy.
I was just a dick kid. Around Christmas time, any toy I got that had that, I would just sit there and, or that squeaky sound that it would make, I would just over and over. And she'd be like, you need to stop. And now as an adult, I'm like, if she hit me, that would have been very justified. Because I would not hesitate to hit me as a kid.
Slotty just said, I literally just twitched thinking about fork on a plate.
There you go. There you go.
It's amazing. For me, a lot of it is just loud noises too. Like just like something that is unnecessarily loud. Like just that, I don't know, a kid jumping off of a landing, from a half a story up and just landing on the ground and then doing it again and again and again. Yeah. I'm like, why are we doing this? Yeah. Why? Yeah. Or a kid yelling in my ear. Obviously, anyone yelling in your ears doesn't feel good, but I'm super sensitive to those kind of loud noises. Whereas, like, Jill goes through the same thing too. It's a repetitive noise for her. Yeah. Like, if someone is just, we had this great thing where years ago, I was just, one of my cats was around. Her name's Taco. I was just going, Taco, Taco, meow, 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 Taco, meow, Taco, Taco, meow, meow, meow. And I went somewhere else and mentally didn't realize I just kept saying it over and over. And Jill just goes, Doug. I'm like, huh? She goes, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. She goes, stop. I go, was I still doing that? She goes, yes. I'm like, I'm sorry. And so that becomes it's an ongoing joke now where it's like, this is becoming a Taco Meow moment. Don't do it. Just teaching Natalie that too, because Natalie will continually do stuff like that too. And we're like, okay, good, let's stop now.
We're good. Yeah. I'm curious to anyone in the chat, what are the sounds that drive you nuts?
Mm-hmm. What?
Or as a Chef Mike, is there any sounds of the kitchen that you're just like, you turn to your employees and go, knock it the fuck off?
Ooh, I bet you know what it is? I bet you it's the sharpening of the knife, right? That's got to be to some people, right?
See, I feel like I like that.
I don't mind it.
Hear it too often enough for it to be a bother to me.
Yeah. The knife sharpener, because that to me is like, oh, something good's about to happen, right? Like we're about to cut into some.
We're carving a turkey.
We're carving some shit up right here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what other like kitchen stuff would drive me nuts.
Is there any like Australian-based sounds that drive you nuts?
Particularly Australian sounds.
Like the boing of a kangaroo when it hops.
Or the didgeridoo.
I mean, the sound of a kangaroo. Who hates a didgeridoo? That's a great sound.
I think it's relaxing.
When you're right next to one, it's great.
I had one of those for a hot second. and I learned how to play it.
I mean, just the sound of Australians yelling out racist things, that's annoying.
What's some of the most racist things you've heard them yell out?
God, there are things I don't want to repeat.
Yeah, you really don't. That was just a joke. You don't have to
Doug
say
was
it.
baiting you. Don't do it. Don't take it.
I'm not going to say it, but my ex's mum was a horribly racist woman against Aboriginal people, and it was like, hearing some of the things she would say is just like,
Right back to them nails on the chalkboard.
Yeah.
There is one sound in the kitchen that I think bothers me. It's when like you're making like a sauce and you've got it like sort of simmering and you start hearing it like go plop, 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 plop as it's like bubbling up. Mostly because I know that a mess is being made. Because like when I make my own red sauce for pizza or whatever and I hear that stuff plopping, I'm like, oh shit, there's red sauce just spurting everywhere. It's going to be all over this stuff. This is going to be so bad to get off.
Yeah.
I get really mad about that.
There's a...
The blender.
You don't like the blender?
Like
shit in the blender. When you if you're blending ice or something that doesn't want to blend and it just keeps banging around the sides rather than actually getting broken up.
Yeah.
And you get more of like a quick rattle noise.
Yeah.
I hate that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I can dig that. Yeah. There's a sound that I never get sick of hearing though. Like I could hear it on a weekly basis and I would never get sick of it. You guys know what it is?
What is it, Justin?
Welcome to the Throwdown.
Jarryd, are you on the council? Are you on the Throwdown Council?
I am on the council.
Were you left out of this one?
I specifically stayed off the council chat this week.
Nice.
Oh, Jarryd, I don't know if you're going to like this one. Oh, boy.
Wait, what's the coordinate?
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, let's do it.
All right.
So, Doug, this week's Throwdown.
It's Captain Boomerang from the DC universe versus Boomerang from the Marvel universe. And there's a quote, apparently from Boomerang, that says, "I told them I was born in Australia, so they made me Boomerang. This is why the whole world hates you, by the way. An entire nation boiled down to what you can remember from that time you got high and watched Crocodile Dundee. Guess I should be glad I didn't end up kinda kangaroo guy."
Wow.
Did you know that there was a Captain Boomerang and a Boomerang character?
I'm very familiar with Captain Boomerang.
You are? Okay.
I did not know there was a Marvel character named Boomerang.
Fair enough.
Wow, there's a picture of him going back to back with Spider-Man.
Yeah, there is. That's a thing.
Wow.
Doug, do you want it, since you're such a huge DC fan, do you want to take the DC?
Yeah, sure. All right, let's do this. All right. Here we go. Captain Boomerang's abilities. Let's see, here we go. Peak human condition, not according to the movie. Highly skilled, experienced robber, top physical condition, although not even near to Batman's level. It's kind of random comparison.
Oh, I forgot he was in the movie. That's right.
Jarrod's not happy about that. Capable of knocking down Navy SEALs with just a single blow. Let's see here. Swiftly recovered from is this from the movie? Anyway, regardless. Peak human reflexes. Has honed his reflexes throughout the years of throwing and catching his boomerangs. Okay. Expert combatant. All right. Convince me. It says that, and it says Captain Boomerang is a decent fighter. That's the follow-up sentence to that. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? And though his file describes him as expert in hand-to-hand combat, he's not quite on Batman and Katana's level. Why do they keep comparing him to Batman?
Well, batarangs, boomerangs, it's the
same thing. Regardless, he can cut down multiple people in mere seconds when using the bladed edges of his boomerangs as close-quarter weapons. Boomerang mastery, so he can throw it, do edge tricked boomerangs, yada yada yada. He robbed every bank in Australia at least once. Then he came to America for a fresh target set. He's a master thief, master tactician. Okay. Although it says he's a master strategist, jewelry heists. He's an escape artist. He's an expert deceiver. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this. Weaknesses, psychosis. According to his psych profile, he's a deranged lunatic, likely due to his stepfather subjecting him to abuse and cruelty. He's comfortable with his unprincipled, if not sociopathic behavior. He has a history of sexually harassing women, vocalizing racist beliefs. Sounds like he's Australian, betraying comrades and murdering innocent citizens. He's also an alcoholic. I love this. In his equipment, he's got trick boomerangs. He can do scanning boomerang, explosive boomerang, rocket boomerang. He's got Pinky, his beloved stuffed pink unicorn. And then vehicles that says helicopter to be added.
And I love this quote. My rangs are tricked out like a 1950s pimp.
There you go. There you go.
That's the thing. All right, let's check out Boomerang from the Marvel Universe. He's an expert pitcher whose accuracy has few rivals. Breathe. Boomerang possesses the normal human strength of a man his age, height, and build who engages in intense regular exercise. So he's a dude. Paraphernalia. Costume. Boomerang's costume contains a wide variety of hidden pockets and pouches for his smaller, specialized boomerangs, in addition to his to attachments for securing the 7 larger primary boomerangs. He's got light body armor. He's got boot jets. The specialized boomerangs are the Shatterangs. They detonate with the force equivalent to 20 hand grenades. The Gasarangs. This is when everyone in the Marvel office was really hopped up on coke. So they were just like, what else can we do? The Gasarangs release highly concentrated tear gas upon impact. Razorangs. These razor edge boomerangs are capable of slicing through steel. Screamerangs. They generate high intensity sonic waves. Bladerangs, different than Razorangs. These whirring boomerangs cut like buzzsaw blades. Gravity rangs. All right, now we're getting lazy. They create a local gravity field around their target. Reflexorangs are solid weighted boomerangs. Electrorang. These are electrically charged and can use the vision pane while he is in an intangible state. And multi-rangs. These are just standard boomerangs, which he can throw dual-handed. Why doesn't the multi-rangs, why aren't they just called boomerangs?
I don't know.
If they're just standard boomerangs, it seems wildly complicated. Power
you can
grid.
throw them one in each hand, Justin. It's 2 boomerangs.
Right, so call them 2 boomerangs. His energy protection is a 6. Fighting skills is a 4. Strength is a 2. Intelligence and speed 3, and durability 5. So again, just he's a dude who's jacked and really likes boomerangs.
Here's the thing, though, Justin. The trivia section says, despite being a super criminal, Boomerang feels it's in his sense of civic duty to vote.
Well, good for him.
And Boomerang, he's an Australian voting in America, or is he voting in the Australian elections?
I think he's he's from Australia. So yeah, I guess. Good question. I think he can you do absentee ballots? Can you do that?
Yeah. He just wants his democracy dog.
Oh, wait. He was born in Australia, but moved to America when he was a small child.
There you go.
So I'm going to guess that he has applied for citizenship and now he votes.
Sure.
But that's me.
He's got that Australian attitude of voting.
Right, exactly. Which is what?
Well, it's mandatory here, or you cop I think it's a $200 fine.
Oh, I like that.
I like it.
Yeah. And our voting's on Saturdays, so most people will have work off.
Again, you guys deserve all the bacon-flavored mayonnaise you want. You guys are doing it right.
Wash down that bacon-flavored mayonnaise with some nice, cold, chill Fruit Loop milk.
Yes. I also like that.
We also have our polling places at Bulls.
Yeah.
He calls his fans boomers, which I think is okay, boomer.
Well, my vote is for Captain Boomerang because he's a psychopath. And he's someone that you can't predict. And I think while technically Boomerang is also a criminal, I feel like Captain Boomerang has an element of chaos that just can't really be outmatched.
Yeah.
Because I'd say physically, their skills, I think, are wash. Like, I think they're both very skilled with boomerangs. They both have different types of boomerangs.
But Captain Boomerang is an expert deceiver and an expert engineer. So that, to me, says that he's got master tactician. So I feel like he's got tactics. He can deceive, so he can manipulate. He's got the psychological aspect of it. I just feel, that gives him that edge.
Yeah.
Jarryd, as an Australian, tell us what we're missing here.
I'm pretty sure I remember reading that Captain Boomerang served in the army, didn't he? Or am I thinking wrong? Because he wears an army jacket, like his blue jacket's meant to look like an army coat in the movie. I thought he was military man, but I can't see anything.
In Australia, digger is a local slang for soldier, and this could be a reference to how Captain Boomerang's father, W.W. Wiggins, used to be a soldier in the U.S. Army. That's the only reference they say, at least in this article. That's the only place where they talk about the Army.
Okay. I just thought because of it's got a bit of military gear. I don't know. Boomerang has a lot of gear, but Captain Boomerang feels like he can get up close and personal. Stab you, knife you with his boomerang.
Yeah, I just think Captain Boomerang is he's not above killing innocent people, and I think he's in a mental state where he's in a more deranged state that I think makes him way more dangerous than Boomerang. So I think I got to give it to Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, I think. Are we in agreement here?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Do. Wow.
Uh-oh.
Wolf Sources says no. Sorry, pal.
Good argument.
Well, when you're on Wolf, you can argue that point. I do want to bring up, though, that I think Captain Boomerang got done dirty in the Suicide Squad. They killed him right at the beginning.
Yeah.
He had like 2 lines. Totally unfair. He was clearly the best person in the first movie. That bit where they're all sitting at the bar and they've turned off the explosion things, and Harley's like, if anyone wants to leave, you can leave. And he just grabs his beers and runs out. And that was the best part of the movie. Rest of it kind of sucks.
I am not going to lie. I forgot that he was in the first one. I forgot most things about the first one.
Wasn't in it a lot, and I definitely thought he was going to die.
Yeah.
But he made it through.
Well, there you go. You got your wish.
I didn't wish for him to be dead.
Oh, you wanted him to die. Let's face it. You wanted him dead.
I thought he would die. I just thought he could be.
I argue he went out like a champ, man. Smiling, sarcastic. It's the way you do it, man.
Yeah, but his death was overshadowed all these new people that just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's true. Spoiler alert, Captain Boomerang dies. Way to go, Jarryd.
Oh, yeah, shit. Yeah.
Now let's talk about Spider-Man.
All of you have seen.
Well, this was an absolute...
I'd love to talk about Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
There you go. One of the most forgettable Spider-Man out there, which is a shame because I really like Andrew Garfield, and I wanted it to work out. It just really didn't, unfortunately. Jarryd, this was an absolute blast, man. It's always great having you back on here. But before we go, let's talk about recommendations. What do you have to recommend? What's going on that you think people should check out?
I don't know, what have I been watching? Star Wars The Bad Batch. I think that just wrapped up. I'm not even all the way through it yet, but it was pretty good. And yeah, I think that's about the only thing that's new that I'm watching that, other than What If, which is alright.
I like it so far.
It's not like the most incredible, but it's good. It's fun to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's my recommendations.
Nice. Justin, what do you got?
Wait, Jarryd, did you have something else?
No, that was it.
Okay. I'm going to say, I don't know if you guys have heard, but Ted Lasso Season 2, currently on. So check out Season 1, check out Season 2, or wait till Season 2 fully drops, and then, do the free 7-day subscription. That's an option. I don't recommend it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, but do it. And then that's the obligatory one. You also should check out Catch and Kill, the podcast tapes. It's Ronan Farrow's 6-part docu-series on HBO Max, and he goes through the timeline of him picking up the beginning of, like, there's a bunch of people who tried to nail Harvey Weinstein over the last 20 years, and no one could ever really get close to it, or they would get close to it, then something would happen in litigation, they would get thrown off, they could never get him. So he picked up where everyone kind of dropped the case, and he got the one thing that he needed, and he documents how he did it, and he talks to the people, the journalists that came before him. He talks to Harvey's previous assistants. He talks to actually a spy that was hired by Harvey Weinstein to follow him, and the spy actually had a change of heart. He's like, something about what I'm doing is wrong, and so he contacted Ronan Farrow to actually go on record with him. And it's a 6-part series. It's fascinating, just to hear everyone. So I would strongly recommend watching it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What do you got, Doug?
I don't have full recommendations because I'm in the middle of some stuff right now, but I've watched, I think, the first half of the new anime, The Witcher, The Nightmare of the Wolf, currently on Netflix.
Is this like season 2? Did they go an animation route?
It's a straight movie. This is just
okay. So this has nothing to do with the series.
This takes place before the live action show, and it's really good so far. I've really enjoyed it. It's really cool. I like the world of The Witcher, and animated stuff. Obviously, it's violent and interesting. That world is just very cool. So it's very interesting so far. The other one I would kind of recommend so far, I'm into it, is a new game on Steam called Humankind. If you're into the Civilization series or things of that nature, it's very similar. Like, you'll probably look at it and be like, oh, this is like Civ 6. It's a little bit different in that you build, it's like a historical strategy game. You start in, the nomadic times of the human race, and you sort of research technologies and things like that. But the combat's way better, in my opinion. And there's a lot of things that pop up that will sort of, like, depending on what you choose, determines what your civilization is like, how people react, different events that come up. It's really interesting. It's really been really, really fun. One of those, like, all right, just one more turn and then I'll go to bed sort of games. Yeah. And then 45 minutes later, you're like, fuck, I should have been in bed 2 hours ago. But I'm enjoying it. And so I actually think I might end up streaming that this weekend. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still up in the air. But those are the two things I'd recommend. I'd also recommend that you check out Mind Gap Podcast and all our social medias at Mind Gap Podcast. And be sure to, go like and subscribe on YouTube. We have all of our full episodes exist there, as well as highlights from our streams, and some of the other fun video projects we've done. And of course, don't forget to head over to twitch.tv/mindgappodcast. Drop us a follow, turn on the notifications so you get notified whenever we go live, and come hang out with us while we record live for all of our podcasts on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Central, and for the video game live streams, which I host Saturdays at 8 p.m. Central as well. And don't forget to check out Justin online as well.
On Instagram and Twitter at Justin_Michael, spelled Mikel. It's the fun way of spelling it. And while you're in the online realm, check us out on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Samsung Podcast, all the places you can consume podcasts. Rate, review, share, subscribe, all those things. And then 2east8th.com/mindgap. And then just keep an eye on all of 2 East 8th stuff. And I appreciate it.
Yeah. Jarryd, is there any place you want people to find you?
No, not really. Leave me alone.
Gotcha. You can find Jarryd on OnlyFans at the Big Down Under.
Right.
Be sure to subscribe and get all that great Down Under stuff that you've been looking
Find
for.
him at Emu69.
There you go. Nice. Well, Jarryd, thanks again for coming on and hanging out with us. And again, happy birthday. And we appreciate you being our pal, man. This has been great.
Thanks. I've missed you guys.
Miss you too, buddy. It's been a while. And Justin, I just want to say thank you.
No, that means a lot. Doug, can I say to you, thank you?
You can. And then I'd also pass it over the Twitch and say thank you.
And I would be remiss if I didn't say to the listeners, thank you.
And then finally, last but not least, you all have a dandy fucking week.
Mind Gap Podcast.